Did you know that some of the world's deadliest criminal operations are run from tiny prison cells? Not through hidden tunnels or secret meetings, but through something you probably have in your pocket right now. A simple cell phone. Inside some of the most secure prisons on Earth, these devices slip past metal detectors, evade guards, and give inmates power that prison walls can't contain. How is this even possible? And who's letting it happen? Before we break it down, don't forget to hit subscribe, drop a comment below, and share this with someone who loves uncovering the world's hidden stories. Cell phones don't just magically appear in a locked cell block. They're smuggled in through a pipeline built on greed, cunning, and desperation. One of the biggest loopholes. The very people who are supposed to keep inmates locked down. Corrupt correctional officers have been caught stuffing pockets with burner phones and chargers, swapping them for cash under cafeteria tables or in staff locker rooms. In Alabama, one officer smuggled in over 50 phones in a single year, netting tens of thousands of dollars before he was finally caught. In Georgia, federal agents arrested entire prison staff networks who made more from contraband phones than their official paychecks. But it's not just corrupt staff. Visitors play their part too, slipping tiny SIM cards into fast food wrappers, hollowed-out books, or even body cavities. When all else fails, the sky takes over, literally. Drones have become the new smugglers, buzzing over prison walls at 2 a.m., dropping cell phones wrapped in socks or duct tape. In 2019, a drone delivery at Fort Dix Federal Prison in New Jersey was so brazen that inmates were waiting with fishing poles to snag the packages from the yard. A single drone drop can deliver 10 phones at once, each worth $1,000 inside. Inmates, guards, visitors, drones. It's a black market pipeline that never sleeps. It might sound like a low-level hustle, but the contraband phone trade is a billion-dollar business built on exploitation. Phones inside prison cost inmates, families more than the phone itself. A basic burner phone that costs $20 on the street can sell for $1,500 behind bars. Prison gangs control this trade, charging rental fees to inmates desperate to call home or run side hustles. In some prisons, gang leaders collect protection money to allow other inmates to keep their phones hidden. It's not just inmates who profit. Cartels and organized crime syndicates use these smuggled phones to run entire operations from inside locked cells. In El Salvador, MS, 13 gang bosses used phones to order murders, extort local businesses, and plan drug shipments, all while locked in maximum security. Even death row doesn't stop it. In Texas, a death row inmate was caught using his cell phone to threaten a state senator's family, while he sat in solitary confinement. Every hidden phone is a hidden line of power, connecting gangs to the outside world, giving orders to people who aren't locked up. And when these orders spill into the streets, innocent people pay the price. One of the most chilling examples? The Lee Correctional Institution riot in South Carolina in 2018. 7 inmates were brutally murdered, stabbed, beaten, and left in pools of blood because rival gangs used cell phones to coordinate attacks across housing units. Prison staff admitted they were outnumbered, outmaneuvered, and outgunned by inmates with unlimited communication. Cell phones didn't just spark the violence, they broadcast it. Some inmates live-streamed the chaos on Facebook as it happened. And it's not just America. In Brazil, inmates at the infamous Altamira prison used smuggled phones to coordinate a riot that ended with 57 inmates dead, many beheaded or burned alive. Authorities later traced dozens of calls made during the riot to external gang leaders. Proof that a phone inside a prison cell can spark bloodshed thousands of miles away. When we think of riots, we imagine brute force, but these days it's all planned through encrypted apps, burner SIMs, and ghost calls bouncing off towers the prison can't jam. So why not just jam the signals and shut them down? It's not that simple. Federal law in the U.S. still bans blanket jamming because it can block 911 calls outside prison walls. So instead, prisons rely on managed access systems, high-tech fences of signal control that only let approved calls go through. Sounds good on paper, but these systems cost millions to install and maintain, and criminals adapt faster than the tech can keep up. Some inmates hide phones so deep inside walls or ceilings that even advanced detection gear can't find them. Others swap out SIM cards daily to avoid tracking. One prison in Mississippi invested nearly $2 million in managed access gear, only for inmates to switch to encrypted messaging apps and internet calls that the system couldn't block. Meanwhile, telecom companies fight jamming proposals tooth and nail, worried about interference and liability. So while red tape ties up solutions, drones keep flying, bribes keep flowing, and another inmate dials out tonight. Not every prison phone call is about extortion or murder for hire. Some inmates use contraband phones for heartbreaking reasons, like calling a child on their birthday when official calls cost more than a week's wages. In America, the average 15-minute prison call can cost up to $15, and some families spend thousands a year just to hear a loved one's voice. It's a cruel trade-off. Legal phone rates are so high that smuggled phones become the only way for some parents to stay in touch with their kids. Inmates aren't blind to the contradiction. One phone can keep a family together or tear another family apart. This is why prison phone companies like GTL and Securus rake in hundreds of millions each year. They profit from isolation, charging families who can least afford it. Experts say slashing call prices could kill the black market overnight. But as long as big telecom contracts hold power, the hidden phones keep ringing in the dark. Prisons are trying to fight back. Some use advanced cell-sniffing dogs that can detect hidden phones by scent. Yes, that's real. Others install AI-powered scanners that track every signal spike in real time. New legislation is pushing for limited jamming waivers, but progress is slow, blocked by industry lawsuits and privacy fears. Meanwhile, inmates experiment with tiny phones the size of a USB stick. Phones so small they hide inside toothpaste tubes or false ceiling tiles. Cartels pay engineers to find new ways to beat signal fences. It's an arms race, and the people stuck in the middle are often the honest guards and vulnerable inmates caught between two hustles. Prisons were designed to lock people in, but technology has found a way to let crime flow out. Through invisible signals no wall can stop. So, why are cell phones allowed inside? They're not. But in the shadows, they're more powerful than locks and bars. Phones slip past metal detectors, bribe good men into criminals, turn drones into smugglers, and prison gangs into remote control armies. They broadcast riots in real time, connect kingpins to street soldiers, and make a life sentence feel like a headquarters instead of a cage. Behind every hidden phone is a broken system. One that makes families choose between poverty and silence. One that traps honest officers in a game they can't win. One that proves crime doesn't end when the cell door slams shut. If we really wanted to kill the prison phone trade, we'd fix the system that feeds it. End price gouging, stamp out corruption, and treat inmates like people instead of profit margins. Until then, another drone will hum over barbed wire tonight. Another burner phone will light up under a thin blanket. And another innocent family will answer a call they never saw coming. Stay curious, stay cautious, and never underestimate the dark side of technology behind bars. If this opened your eyes, hit that subscribe, drop your thoughts below, and share this with someone who still believes prisons keep the danger locked away. This is Mystery Junky, and we'll see you on the next one.